Tiferet students, this is Rabbi Rosner coming to you from Eretz Israel. I'm sure you're all busy getting ready for the upcoming Sukkot holiday, as we are here too. But I thought I'd just share you a few short ideas about the Chag that I hope you'll enjoy, and I hope will enhance your Chag as well. We know that the Chag of Sukkot is discussed in the Torah, and it says that we should celebrate it, Ki basukot hoshavti et bnei Yisrael b'hotziotam me'eretz Mitzrayim, because Hashem settled us in Sukkot when He took us out of Mitzrayim. But did you know there's a machloket in the Gemara? What were those Sukkot in which Hashem put us, settled us, when He took us out of Mitzrayim? The first answer, which I think we're all trained to know, and we know very well, is that those Sukkot were the Ananei HaKavod, the clouds that protected us on all sides when we came out from Mitzrayim in the desert for 40 years. And of course, that's a very special miracle that Hashem takes care of us, even when we're not capable of taking care of ourselves. And that is something very, very important to remember on the holiday. And I think the theme of that is very important. Of course, the belief that we believe in Hashem and that Hashem will take care of us. That level of bitachon is something we really always ought to emphasize, and is certainly a theme in Sukkot. After all, we leave our house, and we leave our strong walls, and we go out to a hut that is not very well protected, and neither from the elements, from the cold, from the heat in Eretz Israel, and that certainly emphasizes our bitachon in Hashem. Wonderful. However, there is actually a second opinion in the Gemara, which is not so oftenly quoted. And the other opinion holds that what is the Sukkot? What are the Sukkot in which Hashem placed us when we left Mitzrayim? So it writes, Sukkot mamash, real huts, booths. Apparently, according to that opinion in the Gemara, Bnei Israel lived in huts, booths, when they came out of Mitzrayim. Now, that's interesting historically that they lived in huts or booths. They had to live somewhere after all. But why do we have a holiday for that? Why is that necessary to celebrate? That they lived in huts or booths? Great, they had to live somewhere, so they built some booths. Great. Why does that deserve a holiday every year for all of Jewish history? So I thought one answer, and of course you can take it or leave it, is exactly that point. The Sukkot, the huts, the booths, were what Bnei Yisrael built when they came out of Mitzrayim. They built them themselves with the materials that they had brought out of Mitzrayim. Each family, I'm sure, built its own sukkah, and they lived in them in the desert. And what did that show? What did that provide? Well, what's interesting about that? Well, exactly that point. Bnei Yisrael had been, for many, many years in Mitzrayim, avadim. They were slaves. And we all know slaves do what? Well, they do what their master tells them. They live where their master tells them. They eat what their master tells them. They do what their master tells them. And suddenly, when Bnei Israel came out of Mitzrayim, wow, they got to live in Sukkot, which they built, which they put together, which they decided on. And that was a tremendous thing. In other words, what did Hashem give us when we came out of Mitzrayim, according to that opinion? Perhaps we're celebrating our freedom, our independence, our ability to do what we can do. And not just do whatever we want in that sort of like fun kind of way, but to create, to build, to achieve, to do something more. And if that's the case, so interestingly, then Sukkot is the holiday to celebrate that we are able to do and accomplish and build. And so it's so interesting to think of these two themes together. On the first hand, Sukkot is there to celebrate our bitachon in Hashem, that we rely on Hashem, and that's certainly true. On the other hand, Sukkot is there to celebrate that we have capabilities, we have strength, we have independence, we can accomplish. And that's certainly also true. And if you put both of those themes together, I think it's a beautiful package of celebrating both our reliance on Hashem and yet our independence and our capabilities, which of course were given to us by Hashem. So putting these both together, Be'ezrat Hashem, we can really focus on these wonderful themes of Chag HaSukkot, and I wish all of you a Chag Sameach.